They wanted to steal my entire existence to give a pick-me girl a leg up? Are you out of your damn minds? I demanded. If you want to give her a life, take her to your own estates. Beg your parents to legally adopt her. What gives you the right to hijack my name? Callan's brow furrowed in displeasure. Stop acting like a spoiled brat. I made this decision. He seized my wrist, his grip bruising. She came from the system. Just like me. I know that pain, and I want her to thrive. You've been dripping in privilege since birth, Harlow. Even with your parents gone, you live in a bubble of luxury. I'm only asking you to hand over your life for 2 years. Why do you have to be so selfish? His absolute entitlement made my blood run cold. I stared at him, feeling the phantom breath of a starving wolf against my neck. Callan. Out of the 3 of them, he held my entire heart. I pulled him out of that orphanage myself. My parents wanted a companion for me. I rejected every kid in that sterile building until I saw him. Frail. Sickly. His eyes locked onto mine with a desperate, silent plea. Save me. Beneath the grime, he possessed a sharp, cold beauty. My chest ached for him. I begged my father to bring him home. He survived. He grew strong, but that icy demeanor never thawed for anyone else. Just me. Everyone swore I was his exception. I swallowed that lie for years, only to choke on the truth today. I know you miss home, Callan continued, his voice adopting a sickeningly gentle cadence. I plan to fly out and visit you a few times. But Harper gets intense separation anxiety. She physically sickens when I leave. She needs me more than you do. So back down, Harlow. Let her have this. I trembled with anger. In your nightmares, I spat. I'm throwing her out on the street. And you 3 are going with her. I'm calling Reginald. Every single contract, every partnership between our families, dead. I swiped my screen. Panic flashed across Hayes and Chase's faces. Don't let her talk. They lunged. Chase clamped a heavy hand over my mouth. Hayes ripped the device from my fingers, pinning my arm. I thrashed wildly, sinking my teeth directly into Hayes' flesh. He roared, stumbling back. A high-pitched shriek shattered the air. Harper stood at the end of the driveway, the leash of a massive German shepherd clutched in her hand. You bit my Hayes, she shrieked, her face twisting. She unclipped the carabiner. Bandit, attack. The canine launched like a missile. Fangs sank deep into my forearm. The dog whipped its head, tearing through fabric and flesh. I shrieked in agony. I kicked, thrashing my arm to dislodge the jaw. Bandit clamped down harder. The crushing pressure cracked against the bone. My 3 childhood protectors didn't flinch. They watched the blood spill. Chase even let out a long, relieved exhale. Pain blinded me. My knees buckled, and I crashed into the hard concrete. Hayes cradled his bitten hand, staring at Harper with a deeply touched expression. Harper is incredible. She didn't even hesitate to protect me. Harper planted her hands on her hips, practically vibrating with smug satisfaction. You guys protect me. I protect you. She glared down at my bleeding form. This bitch is toxic. A little bite is way too easy on her. Lock her up. Let the pain teach her a lesson. Callan whistled sharply. Bandit released my shredded arm, trotting back to him. Callan smoothed Harper's hair, his voice dropping an octave. Take Bandit inside, Harper. A delicate blush rushed to her cheeks. Okay, Callan. She disappeared through my front doors. He snapped his gaze back to me. The affection vanished, his gaze slowly turning cold. Weaponizing your uncle against us? Harper is right. You need a lesson. He snapped his fingers at the estate staff hovering on the porch. Drag her to the storage shed. Chapter 2. Untreated dog bites festered quickly. That night, I developed a high fever. Consciousness slipped away, replaced by fragmented nightmares. A cool, damp cloth pressed against my forehead dragged me back to the waking world. My eyelids fluttered open. Hayes hovered over my trembling form, gripping a fever patch. Conflicting emotions darkened his gaze the second my eyes met his. You push back too hard, Harlow. We only borrowed your name to give Harper a fighting chance. She saved my life once. You don't understand. I slapped his hand away. A bitter laugh tore from my dry, cracked throat. She saved you? And I didn't? The Hayes family built their empire on philanthropy. Spotless reputation. Pure money. That pristine image painted a massive target on their backs. Rivals tried to drag his father into dirty deals. He refused. Retaliation came fast, and it aimed straight at their only heir. Thugs cornered Hayes at our prep school. They shoved him into the equipment shed after hours and doused the walls in gasoline. He never came home that night. Panic drove me back to campus. His muffled screams echoed through the dark. Flames licked the roof. I threw myself at the blazing door. Searing metal blistered my palms. Skin peeled from my fingers as I ripped the lock open and dragged him out of the inferno. Hayes tensed. His jaw worked, searching for an excuse. The storage room door slammed open. Harper waved at him, her lip curling in disgust as she glared down at me. Hayes, come here. Get away from her. Everyone knows how girls act abroad. She spent 7 years running wild. Who knows what kind of nasty diseases she brought back. She leaned into the man behind her. I stay completely clean. Right, Callan? Callan soaked up her attention. A sickeningly fond smile softened his sharp features. Harper speaks the truth. Come upstairs, Hayes. Harper's friends are waiting to show off their new designer bags. They expect you in the third-floor lounge. Hayes froze in place. Impatience flashed across Harper's face. She stepped straight over my prone body to grab his arm. Her designer heel dug directly into my stomach. A choked whimper ripped from my throat in agony. Harper sneered, twisting her soul into my flesh before stepping off. Hayes, she whined, dragging him toward the door. Hayes opened his mouth, but she already pulled him into the hallway. The heavy door clicked shut. Callan stooped down and scooped me into his arms. Revulsion clawed at my chest. I struggled and hit him. My uninjured hand struck his cheek with a vicious crack. He barely blinked. He carried me up the stairs and dropped me onto a leather sofa. And a state doctor stepped out of the shadows, clutching a medical bag. Clean it, Callan ordered, his voice devoid of emotion. No local anesthetics. Pain makes a lesson stick. Ice threaded through his dark amusement. The doctor ripped the blood-crusted fabric from my arm. Fresh agony exploded through my nerves. Our engagement still stands, Callan murmured, watching the doctor scrub the mangled flesh. Once Harper gets bored, we tie the knot. You hold my heart, Harlow. Always have. The needle pierced my raw skin. Black dots danced across my vision. Cold sweat drenched my spine. Fat tears spilled over my lashes, dripping onto the leather. A flicker of something resembling pity crossed Callan's face. He reached out, his thumb brushing my wet cheek. I snapped my jaw shut, sinking my teeth into his fingers. Callan's brow twitched. He yanked his hand free. Without missing a beat, he pressed his thumb directly into my open, bleeding wound. A silent scream locked in my throat. My lungs seized. He kept the pressure there until I gasped for air, then slowly pulled back. His stare grew even more unfriendly. 7 years away turned you into a feral mutt. Looks like you need heavy training after the wedding.